All right. So thank you all once again for being part of this. And what I want to demonstrate with this question, I want to believe each and every one of you have watched the video on applications of relevant costing, particularly to do with make or buy decisions or further processing decisions where we have to look at incremental cost against incremental revenue. So um, this one has to do with, call it an application of uh, something like further processing decisions. So keep the question with you. The question I'll be looking at is the one I sent first, bits and pieces. And I want to take my time to explain in detail what I ought to be doing before I start typing them on the spreadsheets for you to see. So yes, further processing decision, you know, decision making, call it technique, okay? Decision making technique. Okay, so don't forget that in that situation, there is what we do. We take incremental revenue, okay, against incremental costs. Okay, incremental means additional, and whenever incremental revenue exceeds incremental cost, then it means that we need to further process and otherwise. Okay, so this is the decision we've got to be looking at here. Now, this is the question from June 2009, a very beautiful question that applies the idea of incremental revenue over incremental cost. So let's look at it quickly. For exam purposes, as I've said, don't read more than just the first bit here and then go straight to look at the requirement. It says Bits and Pieces, B&P, operates a retail store selling spares and accessories for the car market. The store has previously only opened for, you can see that for 6 days per week for 50 working days. Don't make it 52. They said 50 working days in the year. But BP is now considering opening on Sundays. So it means that it is open from Monday to Saturday, but they are considering opening for Sundays. And the first question is calculate. Um, so the verb is calculate whether Sunday opening incremental revenue exceeds incremental cost over a year. It says over what? A year. Ignore inventory movement. And the second question is, on this basis, reach a conclusion as to whether Sunday opening is financially viable. So the second question is, after you've done your numbers, whether right or wrong, it is important that you are able to reach a conclusion whether Sunday opening is financially justifiable. Now, for the purposes of the exam, if you are planning and reading at the same time, you would want to, on a more conservative, multiply this by 1.6 minutes. So 1.6 multiplied by 12 should mean that I ought to finish this around 20 minutes. So we'll look at that and then discuss whether the manager's pay deal, his time off and bonus is likely to motivate him. Now, the verb discuss is it means that arguments for and against. So what is the argument in this that will motivate him, and what part of it will be against his motivation? And then discuss whether the substantial offering, whether the substantial offering price discount, whether offering substantial price discounts and promotions on Sundays is a good suggestion. Now, so yes, that gives us the 20 marks there for all of that. So let's go and read incremental revenue, incremental. So an application of relevant costing principles, particularly in the area of further processing area, and we'll see how it is. Now, so it says, let's start reading again. It says, they operate a store selling spare parts and accessories for the car market. The store has opened for 6 days, 50 weeks, but they are now considering opening on Sundays. Now, watch carefully. They said the sales of the business Monday through to Saturday averages, 10,000 per day. So if it's going to be 10,000 per day for the 6 days, you're talking 60,000 with an average gross profit of 70,000. So yes, 10,000 per day, gross profit 70,000 will mean that, don't forget that gross profit is the difference between sales minus cost of sales equals gross profit. So then it means that if my gross profit is 70% and my sales is 100, then it means that my cost of sales must be 30%. I believe you can see that. Then it means my cost of sales is 30%. So that leaves us with a cost of sales of 30%. Very interesting. Okay. Now it says, now BP expects that the gross profit earned on a Sunday will be 20 percentage points lower than the average earned on the other days. So if it's going to be 20 percentage points, then it means that today it is this minus 20 percentage point. The gross profit margin is expected to be 50% only on Sundays. Very, very important. Okay, only on Sundays. Okay, and we says the sales come to this 10,000 per day. Now, then they said that this is because they plan to offer substantial discounts and promotions on a Sunday to attract customers. Now, given the price reduction, sales revenues are expected to be 60% or more than the average sales for the other days. And these Sunday sales estimates are for new customers only, not the existing ones. And no allowance is being made for those customers that may transfer from other days. So what it means is Sunday sales is going to be, if this is 10,000 per day, then it's going to be 160% of 10,000, and that is going to be 16,000 per every Sunday. You need to get that. All right. Now, BMP buys all its goods from one supplier. Now, this supplier will offer a discount of 5% on all purchases if the annual spend exceeds 1 million. Okay, we'll see about that. Now, it has been agreed to pay time and a half to sales assistants to work on Sundays, meaning that aside their normal rate, they will be given 50% more to work on Sundays as an incentive. Normal hourly rate is $20 an hour. So it means that Sunday rate will be 1.5 or 150% times 20. And yeah, of course, that's going to be 30 an hour. Now, in total, so you notice that I keep writing five. Five for sales assistants will be needed for the 6 hours that the store will be open on Sunday. So take note, 5 assistants, 6 hours that the store will be open on Sunday. I'm highlighting them because in exam, you'll be in the position to highlight them. Now, they will be able to take half day off, which is 4 hours, during the week. Staffing levels will be allowed to reduce slightly during the week to avoid extra costs being incurred. So meaning that there will be no opportunity cost. Okay, no opportunity cost. If you work on Sunday, we wouldn't have to employ more people because you are giving time off. They will just reduce the staffing levels to avoid extra cost being incurred. Now, if this did not happen and some have to do overtime during the week because they've had to work on Sunday, then that will be taken into consideration. Now, it says the staff will have to be supervised by a manager currently employed by the company and paid an annual salary of 80,000. Okay. Now, annual salary of 80,000 will mean that that salary is, call it a fixed cost or not incremental, if you want to look at it, not incremental, meaning that this cost will be incurred whether we open on Sunday or not, because it says currently. Now, if he works on Sunday, he will take an equivalent time off during the week when an assistant manager is available to cover him at no extra cost. Again, no opportunity cost there. He would also be paid a bonus of 1%. So this is paid. He is paid a bonus of 1% of the extra sales generated on the Sunday project. So whatever we sell on Sunday, he is going to get, a bonus of 1% on that. Now, so that is his incentive. Okay, that is his reward, or call it incentive. Okay, I'm taking my time to analyze this so that you can appreciate this type of questions. Now, it says the store will have to be lit at a cost of 30. Now, what we mean by lit is there will be lighting. Okay, so it will cost 30 an hour and it will be heated at 45 an hour. Okay, now, so we need to find how many hours a day it will be heated. The heating will come on, watch carefully, 2 hours before the shop is open for 6 hours. We are told the shop will open for 6 hours. That is what we're told at the beginning here, that the shop will be open on Sundays for 6 hours. I think it's somewhere there. Then it says it will come on 2 hours before the store opens in the 25 winter weeks. So it means that heating will be for 2 plus 6 hours, and that becomes what, 8 hours of heating. Okay, but then it says in the 25 winter weeks. So if the shop is open the whole year, it will not be heated for the whole 50 weeks, but then 25 weeks to make sure it is warm enough for customers to come in at the opening time. But then the shop is not, this is clear, heated in the other, weeks. So it is only heated for 25 winter weeks. The rent of the store amounts to 420. Now, again, it is not incremental, no additional rent is paid. So this is not what? Incremental. So it wouldn't attract any extra charge. Okay. Now that we've read this question, again, it's because I'm teaching. That is why I'm taking my time to do this. But if I had to go straight, I just want to give you an outline that I'll write incremental revenue. Okay, note that it will only be for the Sunday only. Okay, just for Sundays. And don't forget, it says work this over a year. This is important, over a year. So annual basis. So I'm not just going to do it, so I'm going to work it out for a whole year. I'll work out incremental revenue. Okay, so let me say I put that there. Then against incremental cost. Okay, now every revenue has what? Cost of sales. So I'll have cost of sales. Nothing to worry about. Yeah, I don't need, so I can put cost of sales. Now, I'll leave that as workings because I need to work out whether the discount will apply or not. Now, straight away, this is what I want you to do. Write out the outline. You will have things like staff cost. You will have, we saw lighting. We saw heating. We saw rents. We saw manager's salary. Okay. We saw manager's bonus. Then you can leave maybe a couple of lines if you want, or just cut and paste if you've left out anything, and create this. And the difference between incremental revenue, incremental cost, will then make a decision on whether to open this on Sundays or not. So let's start by the incremental revenue. So in your spreadsheet, I just want to do B and P, just me, but then you have to label which one you are doing. So you are saying A. Let the marker know this answer is A. Now, of course, if that bit would have gone on a spreadsheet, then you wouldn't need to, yeah, but then it's A. So the first thing I want to do is to write incremental revenue. Okay, never mind the spelling. Incremental revenue. Okay, so yes, I can decide to put all you know, in thousands like that and leave it that way, against incremental cost. So incremental cost. Now, in this incremental cost, immediately you are doing cost of sales. I remember things not in any particular order. I have rent, I have staff cost, I have managers, salary, okay, managers, of course, bonus. Okay, I'm told he gets 1% of this. There is rent, so lighting, heating, okay, and then I can get the total incremental cost and then make a decision on that. So at least I want to make sure I have this in place before I do any workings. Any questions at this point, please? Any questions at this point? Okay. Now, this is what you do. Do the easier ones first. Now, rent.
So, Miss, I have a question.
Yes.
Yes, for the rents and for the rents and the manager's salary, we may mention that it's not incremental cost, but we still listed it here. So do you mean that whether the expenditure is incremental or not incremental, we should bring it in the incremental cost here, like to list it here?
Okay, very good question. Now, there are two ways the marketing team will deal with this. Now, if you don't show it there, but then write it down that rent and manager's salary are not incremental cost and so will not be relevant, you'll be giving the mark for them. Another student will just put them there and write 0, 0. He will also get the mark for it. Okay, so if that student writes 0, 0 for them, he will get the mark. Or another student will omit them completely and write that rent and manager's salary are not incremental, hence not relevant. And so either way, but if you don't put it there and you don't say anything about it, you lose the mark for it. Let me say that again. If you don't put it there, you don't say anything about or do not give a reason why you do not put it there, you get 0 for it. Is that okay? Does it make sense now?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. All right. So I want us to look at the incremental revenue. Okay. Now, the question says that incremental revenue will mean that we are only going to consider Sunday sales only. Now, the Sunday sales, we are told, is expected to be 60% more than the average daily sales. Okay, so what it means is if the average daily sales we said was 10,000, okay, and is going to be 60% more, so 1.6 or call it 160%, then it is only one day. Okay, so this over a year is 50 what? So this becomes one what? Week. Okay, 1 week a day. Okay, so just for you to see what I'm one a day times what? 50 weeks. So essentially, this is going to give us 800,000. Okay, if we just want to leave it at the 800,000. So this is the explanation of what I'm going to put in the spreadsheet. So the marking team should be able to see what you have done. So if they come here, for example, and I write 10,000, okay, multiplied by 1.6, multiplied by, of course, the one won't make any difference, multiplied by 50, and I put this here. Let me just take this off, maybe. Yeah. Now, the marking team will then hit on this 800 and come in this window to see what is the makeup of it. Okay. So when they see it here, they must be able to work it out there. So a candidate who mixes up something, okay, so let's say one candidate puts 52 weeks here, did not read and gets this, and we come here and they see that 52 weeks, maybe you may lose a mark or something for that. But if there is nothing to show for it, and all you did is you missed it up. So yes, you got your 50, but then again, you must have done this at 1.5. Okay, somebody can see from here that instead of 1.6, you did 1.5. Okay, and that shouldn't be a problem. I hope you can see better this way. I'm trying to increase that. Okay, now, but another candidate who just writes 750,000, just raw like that, like say 7,550,000, and we click here and there's nothing to show here, that candidate gets 0. But a candidate who shows this and there's evidence within the window to suggest that, oh, it is only the 50% that he missed, then that candidate can get partial marks. So make sure you can give the marker a trace of where your answers are coming from. I think I've mentioned this during our meetings, and it's important that we get this right as well. All right. So at this point, I've had some marks for the incremental revenue. I'll take them easy, as it is. The lighting shouldn't be a problem. The question said the lighting will be for, you know, at a cost of 30 for the 50 weeks. And the shop is open for 6 hours. I can see that here. The shop is open for 6 hours. So then what it literally means is my lighting, for example, will be 6 hours. Lighting is $30. And for the 50 weeks of Sundays, this will be 50 weeks. And so lighting should be 9,000 thereabout. So lighting shouldn't be difficult. Now, the heating, we're told that heating will come on 2 hours before the start of the shop to keep the place warm. And so work it out that heating will be for 8 hours. And the heating cost 45, but then heating will be for 25 winter weeks, not all the 50. Again, that should give you 9 here. Okay, so we said manager's salary, raw, mess, and so on and so forth. So you can see we are making progress. This is how you solve such questions. Deal with the easy ones first. So I come here and say, okay, my lighting, this lighting is going to be 6 multiplied by 30 multiplied by 50, and I have 9,000. So again, the marker clicks on that, and it can come to this window and observe the happenings there. Because sometimes we are wrong, and the marker may be interested in knowing which part of it could be accurate. So here, 8 hours, again, multiplied by 45, multiplied by 25 winter weeks, and it's 9 here. Very, very, very beautiful. So we are making some progress. I'm only left with staff costs. The manager's bonus should be very, very easy, because we're told in the question that the manager's bonus is only 1% of the sales generated on the Sunday. So in fact, that should have been done much earlier. It means that whatever value you get for the sales on Sundays, 1% will be for the manager. Now, you got it right or wrong, this will follow on. So whatever figure you got here is going to be that cell. Of course, 1% will be 0.01, and that is 8,000. Now, what it also means that for the candidate who had, let's say, 750,000, now he should get this one correct as that value multiplied by 0.01. And he will also be given this correct, because based on his wrong sales figure, he has calculated the accurate or the right bonus. Okay, so this one will follow on from the sales that we make. Okay, so let me just delete those ones there. So what are we left with? Staff cost and the cost of sales. All right, now staff cost. We want to work out what this staff cost will be. Now let's go back to the question. We are told that 5 sales assistants. There are 5 of them. Okay, 5 of them. Now, each of these will be needed for the 6 hours that they work, and they will be working at for 50 weeks. So the staff base will be 5 staff, each of them working 6 hours, but then we'll be paid. We work it out. They'll be paid what 30 an hour, or you can put 1.5 times 20, making up the 30. And for all the 50 weeks, that is going to be our staff cost. So 5 members of staff, each working 6 hours, each being paid 30 for 50 weeks, will give us the staff cost. So again, you go to your spreadsheet and work that out. So you tell the marker. So what I'm trying to say is, don't bother writing out 5 times this and this before you work that in. The marker can see once they click on your figure that it is 5, okay, multiplied by 20, or let's take it up 6 hours, multiplied by 20, multiplied by 1.5 because a premium, multiplied by 50, and we have 45,000 there. Now I tell you what, sometimes you begin to work out such questions and you don't know whether incremental this, and one of them is becoming like a problem. Whatever is becoming a problem, don't worry. I'm going to put a dummy one here. I'm going to work it out though. Okay. So I'm going to keep something like total incremental cost. Now that total will be the sum of all the values here. So it's going to be sum, open up a bracket, B F6, okay, scroll it down to this and do that and have this. Okay, I have not worked out the cost of this yet. I am very much aware I have not worked that out yet. I have not worked out. Now, so at the moment, the difference between incremental revenue and incremental cost will be this, take away that figure. Anytime I work out my cost of sales, this will come out beautifully. So this value is incremental revenue, okay, take away incremental cost, so that I have this. Anytime I come and change a figure, you can see that even if I put 200 here, or I mean 2000 here, this figure automatically changes. But now I've created an outline. Now you will do this for questions like flexible budgets, where you are asked to prepare a flex budget, or for an outcome, okay, so that you create an outline of what the answer should look like. So I'm going to do this as workings 1. The rest I've done. So then you come here and do working 1 and put those bits here. Now let me go and explain to you the fundamentals of that working. I want to see whether the cost of sales will attract some discount. Okay, so let's see. And I want you to pay attention to what I'm doing here. So I'm doing this workings on the cost of sales as working 1. Okay, now I'll start by looking at the current sales. So the current sales, I'm told, is 10,000 a day. Okay, I have 6 days. I have 50 weeks. That brings me to 3 million, I think. per annum. Okay, Sunday sales, we just work that out to be this, and that gives me 3.8 million. Okay, now let's go back to the question and see something. We are told that BP buys all the goods from one supplier, and this supplier gives a discount of 5% on all purchases if the annual spend exceeds, 1 million. Now, don't forget that when we talk about the spend, we are talking about how much we buy from our, our supplier. So look at it. If I take a total sale of 3.8 million, okay, what I mean is Monday through to Sunday, yes, this is 3 million. We worked that already. Then this is this. But don't forget that we are told that the gross profit here is 70% at the moment. And so our cost of sales is 30%. But on Sundays, the question says our gross profit will reduce by, because we want people to buy more or come on the Sunday, it will reduce by 20 basis point, percentage point. So then that gives us 50%, meaning that our cost of sales will become, 50%. Now, don't forget your cost of sales is technically your purchases, okay? Purchases from the supplier. Okay. Now, so this cost of sales, 30% will be 900,000. So it means that at the moment it is less than the 1 million, and so there is no discount. But if I come here, 50% of this will give me 400,000. So it means that this plus this will now give me 1.3 million. So total annual spend will now be more than 1 million. Okay, so it will now going to attract what? The discount. Very, very interesting. So it means hence the discounts will apply. Can I have any questions? Anybody wanting to ask a question?
Can you come again a little bit on that? I didn't get to the cost of sales and then the gross profit calculation. I didn't look at that.
Okay. Now let's go back to the details here and then see. Now look at this, paragraphs 2 and 3. This is important.
Hello, sir. Hello,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
Please, I want you to please go over the apportionment again.
Okay, I'm doing that now. So
okay.
Yeah, I'm doing that now. Okay. Now I want everybody to be with me in reading paragraphs 2 and 3. It says the sales of the business Monday to Saturday averages 10,000 per day, with the average gross profit of 70%. Now, when they say gross profit is 70%, it means that cost of sales is 30%. And I believe we know that. So this is the current situation, Monday through to Sunday. Now, but it says they expect that the gross profit earned on Sunday sales will be 20 percentage points lower than the average end. So 20 percentage points lower will bring us to 50% gross profit margin. So it means that the cost of sales, which is our purchases, would also be 50% on Sundays. Yes, on Sundays. Okay, so that is what I'm trying to do here. That total sales of 3.8 million, this is what we get for the current sales. 10,000 a day, 6 days a week, 50 weeks, 3 million. Sunday sales, we just worked that out to be 800,000, 3.8. And then we are breaking it down. Monday through to, as a matter of fact, Saturday, through to Saturday, yes, is 3 million. And then Sundays, what? Only is this. Now let's look at how much it will cost us to buy from our supplier, who would only give us a discount once we are able to buy more than, 1 million. It says BP buys all its goods from one supplier, and this supplier will give you a 5% discount on all purchases if annual spend exceed 1 million. Okay, so based on this, we want to see if we add on, as it is here, the 3 million gives us a gross profit of course, gross profit will be 70% of this, which will be 2.1 million. And so cost of sales will be 900,000. Now the 900,000 is below the threshold. It is below. So there will be no discount currently. But if we add on this 50% cost of sales here, 50% of what? 800,000 is 400,000. So it means that our purchases on Sunday will cost us 400,000 incremental purchases, less what? Any discount. Now, this is where the principle of relevant costing comes in. If it were not for the Sunday sales, listen carefully. If it were not for the Sunday sales, we will not have been entitled to any discount. So therefore, all the discount we are going to get on this will be attributable to the Sunday sales, because it is because of the Sunday sales that we now qualify for a discount. So any cost or benefit arising as a direct consequence of the decision to sell on Sundays will be applicable to Sundays. So yes, the discount will now work out to be 5% of this. Okay, so 5% of this will now be 65,000 if you work it out. So that Sunday's cost of sales will be discount will be 5% of 1.3 million, which is our total sales, total cost of sales, and then that gives us 65,000. So that cost of sales net will be 400,000. Okay, take away 65,000, and that should give us 335. So any questions before I put that in the spreadsheet, please?
My little confusion is with the percentage for the cost of
Get closer to your mic, please.
Yeah, so my little confusion is with the cost of sales percentage. You see, they said it was reduced by 20 percentage points.
I'm struggling to hear you.
Yeah, sir. Hello, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, get closer to your mic so that I can hear you.
Sir, please. My question is that with the cost of sales percentage, okay, which
Yes.
for Sundays, which is 50%. I don't know how come it got 50%. You said it was reduced by 20 percentage points. I'm getting a little bit confused there.
Okay. They said now, listen carefully, please. Please listen. It says now, our gross profit margin is 70%. Then on Sundays, gross profit will be 20% lower. So if it's going to be 20% lower, then it means that gross profit is going to be 70 minus 20, which is what? 50%. Does it make sense now?
Yes, sir, it makes sense now.
So that cost of sales on Sundays will be 50% if gross profit is 50%. Can you get it now?
I don't get
Are you
why.
okay?
No, sir, I don't get why cost of sales and then gross profit will go up 50%.
Oh, okay. Look, sales less cost of sales. What does it give me?
Gross profit.
Yes. So it means that if my sales is 100% and my gross profit is 50%, then this will automatically be the cost of sales, which is 50%. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Are you okay? Does it make sense?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. So okay. So we are ready to go. Okay, so let me try and put this in the spreadsheet. You need to show workings. Okay, so I'll take current sales value. That is Monday through to what? We saw that that is going to be equal to 10,000 multiplied by 6 days multiplied by 50 weeks. So that gives us this. Okay. So then our cost of sales, current cost of sales. Okay. I want to make sure that I have it as current cost of sales, which is 70%. If I want to write it here, I write it equal to 0.7 multiplied by this. Oh no, 0.3, isn't it? 0.3 multiplied by this. So cost of sales is 30%. My apologies. All right. Now I'm going to do Sunday sales. Now here, what you have to do is go and pick the value you did so that you don't, if you are wrong, it will flow consistently. Don't go and create another one. You have Sunday sales there. Okay. And then you have Sunday cost of sales. Okay. So we've worked that out to be 50%. Or somebody can do 0.7 minus 20, or simply 70%, take away 20% if you want. So we know that to be 50%. So then, yes, equal to this figure multiplied by 0.5. So we have this. So these are the two figures I'm dealing with. Okay. So then all I'm doing is total annual purchases. Total annual purchases will simply be the 900,000 add on. I've explained this on paper, so that shouldn't be difficult to catch. Now, again, I've said if I missed any point in here, I can cut and paste and insert that. Now, of course, I can write that what this is more than what do you call it? The 1 million that they are talking about. Therefore, the discount of 5% will simply be equal to that figure multiplied by 0.05. And I'm saying this discount, this big discount you see here, we are only going to what? Apply it to Sunday sales only. Okay? So then when I come here to work out the cost of capital, I'm going to say it is equal to the Sunday purchases or cost of sales. Okay? Take away this, and I should have 335 as my working. So somebody will come here and see that, this is F23 minus F25. So the marker will come and see what is F23. That is that. Okay, that is correct. Oh, the discount, maybe something they didn't work the annual purchases well. So this then straight away, you notice that I have my answer already. Incremental revenue has exceeded incremental cost by 394,000. And therefore, according to the question, it says, and reach a conclusion as to whether Sunday opening is financially justifiable. So then here, I will need to write, conclusion. Okay. Somebody can say, my conclusion is open on Sundays, since incremental revenue exceed incremental cost by $394,000. That's all. So that is it. Oh, somebody will say, okay, I did this and I realized that I haven't left much space. All you have to do is cut it, maybe paste it one step below, because you can't insert a space in the ACCA platform. You can't. So I've answered the question. Incremental revenue has exceeded incremental cost by this, and based on that, I have drawn a conclusion that Sunday opening is financially justifiable. Now, if you got it wrong and this figure was negative, then you will conclude and you still get a conclusion mark, because based on your wrong figures, it should not be open, and so be it. Any questions at this point, please? Any questions at this point, please? Any questions? Hello, any questions, please? Are you not responding? Any questions? Okay. Are there any questions? Okay, Kwesi. Yeah, Kwesi. Let me hear you. Kwesi, you have your hand up. Any question? Kwesi, you have your hand up. Any question? Okay. Now, if there are no questions, then I would want to continue with the rest of the question. Now, these are the bits that you will need to be thinking critically to answer. And it's important that you follow what I'm trying to do here. Now, the B part says, so in a typical question like this, we would want to use the MS Word, you know, the word processor platform to do this. So then the B part, you label it as B and you begin to type your answer. Now, what is the question? The question says, discuss whether the manager's pay deal or the time off is likely to motivate him. It's a discussion. So go out and find out what is the manager getting for, for the job he's doing. Now, two things. The question was very clear. It says the time off and then the bonus. Okay, so these are the two. So discuss the time off and discuss what? The bonus. So I'm coming here and I'm going to do the time off. And that will be what I will be discussing. Now, what is he getting time off for? The details are here. It says, if he works on Sundays, he will take equivalent time off during the week when the assistant manager is available to cover him at no extra cost. Okay. Okay. So I don't know whether I should ask you a question. This. It says he will get extra time off. Okay. So we want to look at what the situation is. He is offered an extra time off during the week. Okay, an extra time off during the week when an assistant manager is available for that extra time and together with that bit there. So this is something that is debatable. That when we say discuss, this is what I want you to get. When they say discuss, what I want you to get is this. Somebody may say, but he may want to use this time, okay? Use this time for his or her family, okay? So and friends, maybe. I don't know if you get my argument. We are doing a discussion. He gets a time off, okay? In the next week, when an assistant manager is available at normal rates, while the other staff are offered this option together with increased rate. Okay. Now we are going to look at this. Other staff are given this option of time off during the week plus 50% extra in daily rates. Okay, so you want to see whether it is fair for this. He is not getting any extra in his salary. All he gets in addition is to be given, 1% of the sales. So if the sales do not come as expected, he gets to lose. We'll look at that as well. So the other staff appear to be more incentivized, as in as soon as they come, whether the sales increase is not linked to the sales. They are going to get 50% more anyway. They are also going to get a time off. And the time off, the same as the manager, but then the manager doesn't get any extra apart from just the increase in this. But he may want to use this time for his family. It's an argument you are making. Okay, it's an argument. Now, this is 4 marks. So make sure that you don't write too much. So then you come to the bonus. And with the bonus, just like I've done here, I want to do some analysis here. Now, I want you to see this. What does he get as a bonus effectively? Now, the bonus, manager's bonus, I want you to analyze something. From our calculation, the manager's bonus was 8,000. I think, yeah, I remember it was 8,000. Manager's bonus, yes, 8,000. 1% of the 800,000 was 8,000. Now, I want you to pay attention and see the analysis here. He gets a bonus of 8,000, annually. Okay. Now, this 8,000 annually, that is for 50 weeks. Okay. Okay, 50 weeks. Now, what it does mean is 8,000 divided by 50 gives him 160 a week. That is more or less like 160 a day. Why? Because it is only going to be Sundays. A week means that every Sunday he only gets effectively 160 dollars a week or for that Sunday, because this 8,000 is what he gets for the whole year for all the Sunday work. And if it's 50 weeks, then it means that effectively he gets 160 per day. But when you look at the staff, one staff work 6 hours on a Sunday, he gets 20 times 1.5, and that staff takes home 180 a day for every Sunday work. So you see that technically the staff is getting more than the manager. Okay, so meaning that staff get more per Sunday than a manager. Okay, so that is 1 point. 2, besides the 800 or 8,000 depends on the Sunday sales, which could be more or could be less. So the 800,000 is not, or the 8,000, sorry, is not what? Guaranteed. So the staff gets more and is guaranteed, but this is not guaranteed. So I'm going to put that down in terms of the bonus. Okay. Manager effectively gets 8,000 divided by 50, which is 160 per Sunday. Okay, okay, per Sunday, okay, and this 8,000, or let me just say other staff. Let me put the staff there. Also gets, or let's say a typical staff. A typical staff gets, you know, I explained 6 hours, you know, multiplied by 20, multiplied by 1.5, my apologies, equal to 180 per Sunday. Okay, this is the analysis the examiner wants you to look at. Okay, okay, and it says which is more than that of the manager. Okay, okay, so the manager is unlikely to be motivated by this. Also, managers' income is not guaranteed, unlike a staff's wage. Okay, so these are the typical points there. If a marker can see what you have there, you can have all the 4 points. It's unlikely to be motivated by this. Okay, so again, unlikely. So again, maybe motivated or not what? Motivated, depending on the level of sales. Okay, so the sales could be more. When they do more than that, let's say they're able to sell 1 million, it's going to get 10,000, which may work up, you know, probably working out 200 more than that. Yes, but then it could be less. So then it means that there is an argument for saying yes, it could be motivated if the sales are more, but if it stays where it is, then it's technically getting less than a typical staff. Any questions on this? Any questions on this, please? Any questions on this, please? All right. Now, so let's look at the next question. The next question says, briefly discuss whether offering substantial price discounts and promotions on Sunday is a good suggestion. And I want you to pay good attention to this question. It says, we want to know, is it worth giving them discounts? Because don't forget, one, it means that this discount, we are told, is for new customers only. Don't you think that old customers may feel offended? Okay, so one, old customers are not what? Entitled to this and may feel offended or demotivated. I hope you get that. So that is what that will happen. Now, why is it that we come to buy from you Monday to Saturday and we pay so high a price, and only for Sundays that new customers, just new customers come in and they are entitled to, you know, some discounts? They will be offended. Now, the other point is, you know, it may, I must as well type this one. It may switch sales from other days, okay, to Sundays, because the existing one may say, okay, or somebody may say, you know what, why should I be buying if I want to buy? Somebody may tell you, wait, on Sundays you get it cheaper. Okay, so that is one other issue with it. So let me just start typing the C part of it here. As you can see, the C. So the argument whether giving substantial discounts makes sense or not, that is what I'm saying. Say that one point could be that existing customers may feel unappreciated. Whatever you want to write, since discounts only applies to new customers because they will feel cheated, okay, unappreciated or cheated, whatever you want to put there, okay. And I'm saying that discounts on Sundays may shift new customers to Sundays only. So it means that anybody who knows that on Sundays there's a discount will only wait and buy on Sundays. And just that. Okay. Now, the other point is anytime you reduce prices, some people may have a feeling that what you are offering is too cheap. Okay, so it may have a negative impact on the quality perception of customers. Okay, since cheaper prices may mean lower quality. Okay, so we are just looking at that. And then finally, you see, there are people who work Monday to Saturday anyway, and Sunday is the only days they get to do other shopping. So let's say you work at the bank and you work Monday to Saturday. So then Sunday, if the shops are open for you to go and buy your car accessories, it's a bonus to you or it's a plus, offering flexibility. So then there is no justification for giving them a discount. Okay. What we're saying is the Sunday offerings, okay, already gives flexibility to customers who may be very busy Monday through to Saturday anyway, and so no need to give them or to give them a discount. So we're looking at, is it worth giving a discount at all? And these are the points we are raising to finish off the question. Existing customers may feel unappreciated or cheated since discount only applies to new customers. And then the discount on Sundays may shift customers from Sundays to Sundays, other days to Sundays, okay, from other days. So it means that we won't get new customers on other days. They will already wait for Sunday to buy. And it may have a negative impact on the quality perception of our products, not the customers. Customers' perception, let's say, let me just put impact on customers' perception of the quality of our products. Okay. That is why sometimes mindful when things become too cheap. People need to be mindful. So, any questions? Any questions at this point? Any questions, please? Please give me a response. The question is finished. Give me a response. Yes. Any questions? Are you all there at all?
Yes, we are here.
Any questions?
I have no questions, please.
But it's a beautiful question. You can see very, very beautiful question. All these points, you can appreciate that those points there. Very beautiful question.
But it's loaded.
Sorry? You mean it's loaded?
Beautiful question, but loaded.
No,
It's beautiful, but it's too loaded.
No, it is not, in the sense that because I'm having to explain before I write, then I type, so that it becomes like it's taking a lot of time. But the spreadsheet will save considerable time once I put those figures in anyway. Okay, so you can take your own time to see if you can finish something in 36 minutes or less. Any other question? Any other question? Okay. Now, I will be stopping or finishing off the recording at the moment, and I'm just going to stop the recording at this point.